Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys. Well, I said this earlier and I actually said it in almost every video. I am so excited for this week because if you guys are not watching Real Housewives of Miami, you should be. And this week we get a twofer, which means we have an episode tonight and an episode tomorrow, along with the Real Housewives of Orange County. And that makes me so happy. It's essentially just because we're switching the time. But yeah, that makes me really happy. Anyways, we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County because Tamra Judge is kind of hinting that at this point in time, Vina CBD, her CBD company, is doing so good that she might actually just walk away from the show. And I don't know if I believe that, but we'll break it down. And also, Lindsay Hubbard filming her new show, The Tea. Wait, is this for real? Do the YouTube thing, smash the like button, get subscribed, and I got to get into this shit. Yeah, we got to start here. Obviously, we know that these two are never, ever going to get along. But Tamra Judge, she came out and she did this interview and she said that, listen, at the end of the day, if Gretchen Rossi returns to the Real Housewives of Orange County, especially after all of the unresolved tension from what, 12, 15 years ago, something like that, if she did or does return, then Tamara said that she would have to reevaluate things. She implied that Gretchen repeatedly brings up their past whenever a microphone appears. If you guys didn't see it, the season 19 trailer, we saw where they took a lie detector test, and there was a dramatic on-camera moment where you could see Gretchen yelling at Heather Dubrow saying, "Make it make sense." Why? Make it make sense. I think it was actually Katie Ginella who was the one who ended up getting the shit for, well, failing the lie detector test. I'm pretty sure it was her. But Tamara hinted that the season finale, that goes into like a very dark, explosive territory. And she was honest about that. She said it's content that she and viewers might not even want to talk about. And she also admitted that maybe she might have been the architect behind some of the explosive moments between Gretchen and a few other cast members, like the one where Gretchen is yelling at Heather Dubrow. And Tamara also talked about the lie detector event. And she said, well, during the lie detector event, Katie was visibly nervous. Not like Shannon. Shannon was not nervous. Gretchen was not nervous. Katie was clearly, visibly nervous. Okay. I think, yeah, Katie, you might have caught yourself in some shit. Like the bloggers, and I'm going to get to Katie, but the bloggers, the not having service to show your messages, the secret recordings. Are you telling the truth? And we covered this for Hot Messy Topics, you guys. Like I know that on Hot Messy Topics, we have talked about the fact that we like Katie. However, when you keep on getting caught in lie after lie after lie, you're not going to be able to return to the show. Like that doesn't make sense because you don't have a friend on the show. Like you can't. Who are you going to film with? That doesn't make any sense. So she either needs to do an apology tour or she's going to get fired from the show. It's going to happen. But moving on, Katie shot down rumors that she's quitting the Real Housewives of Orange County, and she said that she'd love to return so her castmates can truly get to know her. I don't think that they want to at this point. She criticized what she calls bully behavior from the cast, especially in reaction to the contact that she had with a blogger. And she also called out Gina, who suggested that she'd reconsider returning if Katie came back. Yeah. I don't like this though. Truly, like going around and seeing Gina say, well, I would have to think about returning if Katie came back on the show. And Tamara being like, well, I would have to think about returning if Gretchen came on the show. And like some of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I would have to think about returning if Monica came back to the show. These ultimatums I do understand if you get to a point where it's just like, shit, at this point, what do you want me to do? There's nobody who will film with this person because they're diabolical. That's one thing. But if it's just like BS, like bloggers and, oh, well, she can't let go of the past. And so I'd have to rethink about it. I'd have to rethink about my $1 million paycheck because I don't want to deal with Barbie filter. No, no. If I were Bravo, the network, the executives, I would tell all of them, any of them who gave an ultimatum, I would be like, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. You make too much money for that shit. But regarding Emily Simpson, Katie has issue with Emily discussing her private family struggles, especially the custody battles on the reunion, and they agreed that kids were off limits. Emily Simpson did not like when Katie's daughter, in the whole situation that happened with her sons, when that was brought up, Emily Simpson didn't like that. Now, bringing up custody battles, that's a lot worse than, Emily's kids saying that they didn't like Heather Dubrow. But moving on to the whole contact with the blogger, Katie offered more context to that, saying that she reached out because the blogger said that Tamra threatened to sue her over claims of being a secret blogger. And Katie meant to reassure the blogger, don't invite the attention. And when it came down to the secret recording of Shannon Bedore, it wasn't a video, but it was a voice memo sent to her husband during a chaotic makeup session. Obviously, we know that they were doing the promo shoot for the Real Housewives of Orange County. And Shannon was loudly venting, which I would imagine Shannon would be loud because that is who Shannon is. And she was disrupting everyone. But that doesn't mean when somebody's loud. I just screamed at my brother for this, by the way. We were walking around the mall when I was in Alabama, and it's one of my biggest pet peeves. But he's sitting there on the phone. And while he's on the phone, he has it on speaker. And he's like, yeah, what's going on, bro? Hey, and I'm like, why does the whole story, like, no. Everybody doesn't need to hear your conversation. That's so rude. I hate when people do that out loud or make scenes out like, if Shannon's making a whole big scene, then hey, dude, it is kind of rude. You're disrupting the peace and the space. However, that doesn't mean, okay, well, then that equates to let me record you now. No, no, you can't do that. And Katie, you did that. She emphasized everyone in the cast has been caught recording or taped somebody at some point. And Kelly Dodds claims that Shannon was recorded or alleged butt dials and aired conversations. She was talking about Kelly Dodd and the claims that she made. I don't think if Katie was smart, I would leave Kelly Dodd out of it because she is not a match for Kelly Dodd. And I'm friends with Kelly, but like Kelly would eat Katie alive. So I would just leave Kelly out of it. And she teased also that there's an unnamed kind co-star that appears later in the season, saying viewers should maybe Google them when they appear. Who would that be? I'm curious. Now, last but not least, as you guys know, I've been talking about this and I wanted to talk about this a little bit more because I just want to know the truth and I want to see photos of the filming to see if it's in fact true. But the Bravo Block Party posted this where somebody said, I know it was reported on Bravo and Cocktails that Lindsay spinoff will start filming on September 1st. Before it was reported that there was going to be a spinoff based on Lindsay, Kyle, and Amanda, and they were hoping for Paige as well. It's also said that they were trying to get friends of Lindsay, Kyle, and Amanda to join the cast as they run in the same friendship groups of millennial, wealthy, go-getting New York City people. Summer House originally started from Kyle and Lindsay's exact friend group. And I noticed yesterday Lindsay was filming a housewarming event and Kyle and Amanda were the only friends that were there from Summer House that were present with all of the other people being their friends. But cameras were there. This is what they're saying. I wonder if this is to start to introduce some of the potential new people of the spinoff and see how they do on camera in a couple of scenes. And just a theory, they said, but they wanted to know the thoughts. Very well could be. They could be testing people now to see how they fit in because usually there's a 2-week testing phase if they think that they potentially want to cast you. And if it starts filming September 1st and that's really when it's like a go, They might even use some of this footage if, in fact, this is all happening. But that way they have their ducks in a row and they know who the cast is before the actual filming day. I want to hear what you guys think, guys. Pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Do you think that Tamra Judge will quit if Gretchen ends up coming back? I don't know. I want to hear all of the opinions. I don't think she'll quit. She won't walk away from the money and the fame. There's no way. Pop off. Love you guys.